Hello my gorgeous people, my name is Sasha and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your weekly horoscope tarot card forecast, and it's from the 8th until the 14th of March. And this weekly horoscope tarot card forecast is going to be for the water signs, which are Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. Cancerini, Scorpioni and Piscelini. This is for you, and it's in between the 8th and the 14th of March 2021. Okay, so I am going to start with my gorgeous and with my ever so precious Cancerini. My gorgeous Cancerini, you know, this is something that you need to understand. You know, it's like a quite interesting week that you're actually going to have, in particular when it comes to you opening your eyes. This week is going to help you to open your eyes, and it's going to happen in a bit of like a negative way, just a little bit, because most certainly you're going to become aware of the actual fact that maybe you might have something offered, like a certain assistance, you know, and you need to understand that this assistance is going to be connected to some kind of ulterior motive. So you just need to be kind of a little bit careful and most certainly beware of the actual help offered. And you know, I know it sounds like, oh my God, but then at the end of the day, it is going to be something that you are going to become aware of, and it's going to really start paving the certain path which you are going to find yourself at, and that is most certainly going to become evident by the end of this particular week. My gorgeous Cancerini, this is in between the 8th and the 14th of March 2021, and this is something that you just need to kind of pay attention to, because it may even be much more important than you can possibly imagine. And all you need to do is, like, if something like completely sounds off to you, just remove yourself from that situation. If something doesn't sound right to you, just remove yourself from that situation. Now, it's more important than ever, my gorgeous Cancerini, to pay attention to your intuition and pay attention to how you feel. I'm not saying that you're not doing normally, but I'm just saying this particular week you really need to pay attention to how you feel, rather than being dragged into something that you want to be dragged in the first place. On another hand, when it comes to the actual you know, this is actually really great week when it comes to work, when it comes to career, and when it comes to also having like an option becoming slowly available to you. On one hand, this is going to reflect on you and your work, like, you know, just you must make sure that you stay committed to the task at hand, whatever you do, wherever you are, indeed. But then on another hand, it is just this week is going to be very bright in many different ways when it comes to the ability to learn something very quickly. And when that happens, when this ability to learn something very quickly is rather highlighted, again, I'm not saying that you don't have the ability to learn quickly. No, baby, no. I'm just focusing on this particular week and how powerful is this actually going to be. So you kind of like, when we have such a important weeks, when we have this ability to kind of connect, you know, on a learning level so much quicker, then that at the same time means that something is slowly about to enter our lives. Something is slowly about to enter your lives, and it's going to become like a remarkable opportunity, and it's not even going to be that long. And this is purely happening because you're reaching a quite important stage, an important circle, which means now this stage in between March and June 2021 is going to be quite important to you in general when it comes to your own observation of things, which are on another hand going to give you the ability to look at the situation from a slightly different angle. So it's brilliant to actually connect and reconnect through work, through things that you want to learn. Just pay attention to what is coming to you, what is like kind of highlighted around you when it comes to like your feelings, your emotions. You know, there are so many different ways the way this energy and vibration is about to enter your life. So it's important to make the most of it, because this is also going to give you the opportunity for change. Okay, so now on another hand, my gorgeous Cancerini, it's actually really great to kind of focus on problems and things that you kind of not certain, you're not too sure what to do normally. Now, again, you have this deepness of like, your subconscious mind and your own reflection of it, which is just going to be so highlighted throughout this week. On another hand, my gorgeous Cancerini, it's like, what I was going to say is just basically the more you are doing things that you love, the more powerful your own vibration is going to be. But this is important, because what else I was going to say, that if you do pay attention to what you are feeling connected to when it comes to the next stage, when it comes to the learning process that I'm talking about, because it's all about this learning process this week, my gorgeous Cancerini, that is going to become an integral part of your life and an integral part of your future. So you need to make the most of it. On another hand, it's all about the actual fact that this is going to really change your life from maybe having a little bit of repressed emotions, and it's just going to have a really nice spiritual flip-flop moment, which is in return going to guide you towards the direction which is going to bring you an overwhelming emotions in the best possible way. So what comes to you that you want to learn is just going to be so much more connected to it than you can possibly imagine. And later on, and particularly especially at around June 2021, this is most certainly going to become quite evident, my gorgeous Cancerini, indeed. On another hand, this week is also going to bring you a really important moment when it comes to release from like maybe things that have been affecting your own enlightenment. So most certainly you will want to reach towards the actual enlightenment, and that on another hand, it's also going to give you bravery in order to make a choice when it comes to your life that you were so uncertain so far. You were so like, oh my God, like kind of you weren't sure. So now it's just in particular having a control over a situation in this way is just going to help you so much, because you're slowly reaching towards enlightenment, and that in itself, it's just going to require from you to try to focus and refocus your thoughts by enjoying yourself, by meditating, by grounding yourself, by rewarding yourself. But spiritually it would be absolutely fantastic. But on another hand, I just want to say that it's all about this clarity that you're going to have at the same time, my gorgeous Cancerini, because that clarity, it's going to put a highlight in those areas of your lives where you just thought that you may have like a little bit too many options. So one option is most certainly going to come to the top. This is very important indeed. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be your tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Cancerini, and it's in between the 8th and the 14th of March 2021. What is going to be a tarot card of the week? 5 of Pentacles, you see. So this is all about the actual, maybe, there is going to be a very strong feeling and a very strong emotion when it comes to your past, and when that happens, it means that, karmically, you are going to need to start paying attention to the certain things in your past. It's not about us returning into our past. It's not about us, oh God, focusing on our past. No, baby, no. It's so much more to it. You need to allow yourself to see in what areas and parts and aspects of yourself when it comes to your past you're returning to, because there, my gorgeous Cancerini, is an important answer that is going to be waiting for you. And you need to know this, because it's not only going to show you what is missing in your life, but it's also at the same time going to help you so much when it comes to the actual understanding the current situation and why did you feel, uncertain about certain aspects in your lives. It is going to help you to make up your mind. It is going to help you to make up your mind when you need it the most. And this is so much so to do with your own clarity, but also it's to do with your own passion passion and just, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel after the long stage, the longer stage of maybe negativity and slowness. You know, this moment is going to start helping to speed things up a little bit, quite a lot. You can expect for the energy to shift this week, my gorgeous Cancerini, indeed. So I'm just going to see what is going to be an oracle card. Okay, my gorgeous Cancerini, your oracle card of the week is going to be, okay, oh my god, an opportunity, my gorgeous Cancerini. It's all about an opportunity. This comes in so beautifully, this slide in so nicely, because this opportunity is going to be so much so connected to the certain waiting game, but also you are waiting for this particular moment, but it's happening at around the time when the energy is about to shift, because as of the actual 8th of March, the energy is going to start shifting, and this opportunity is just going to happen at the right moment, at the right time, my gorgeous Cancerini. So you can expect a really powerful and important opportunity this week, indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, or the next water sign that I'm going to be talking about, is going to be my gorgeous and my ever so precious, my beautiful one, my mysterious Scorpione. You know what, my Scorpione, you are going to have like a really strange and quite bizarre experience this week. It is going to be connected to this other person. You're going to see something and it's going to be really weird. It's going to be really bizarre. It's to do with a person which is just going to be connected to like a completely different world, to the completely different dimension, and you are most certainly going to be fully aware of it. So it's going to be the person who's going to be part of this physical world, but on another hand, this person is just going to come across very strange, very unusual, very bizarre. This person is like going to come across like they're coming from a completely different world, from a completely different planet, and most certainly it's just going to appear from like some kind of dimension, some kind of like a dimension which is just not here. We live in the actual multiple dimensions indeed, and this is going to be a very strange moment that you're going to have. What am I trying to say, my gorgeous Scorpione? It is going to show you how strange this world is, how bizarre this world is, how unusual this world can be, but also you're going to find some kind of mystery within. You know, you're going to feel the feeling that you didn't feel in a long time, and this is what this energy is, and this is what this dimension is going to bring within you. You know, you will realize how special you are. You will realize how powerful you are. You will realize how important certain things about your lives are, and that in itself, it's also going to help you to pay attention to things that you should be paying attention to, because a lot is going on at the moment. A lot is going to be going on at the moment this week. So this is going to play a really important role when it comes to you, my gorgeous Scorpione. And you can come across that person, you know, maybe outside in the garden. You can go outside and walk somewhere and you see this person. Maybe you'll be in the forest, like maybe like regenerating yourself, you know, like meditating, grounding yourself. It really depends where you're going to come across this person, you know. Maybe you will come across this person through some kind of media, you know. Maybe you will see that person somewhere and then you're going to feel this different dimension. You know, there's so many different ways this person is actually going to enter your life this week and give you this important sign, but something is going to be awakened within you. Although you will not understand this, or most certainly, but it's just kind of going to help you to dig into the certain part of yourself that you should do a nice little dig, because it's going to show you what is missing, you know. And this is important because there are certain things that you're going to be able to connect about your lives, and that is going going to surprise you, because by the end of this week, you're just going to kind of have a very interesting idea, which is not just going to happen like completely out of the blue. No, baby, no. It is connected to like a slightly longer stage. You know, I'm going back to the last 36 months. You have been thinking about a certain stage, about a certain aspect of your life. So now this is wonderfully going to return, but the balance of energy is going to allow you to step into the unknown with so much courage that you wouldn't normally step into, that you wouldn't normally have to step into. So this week it's actually going to bring you quite nice a little opportunity, and I really like it. I'm very happy for you. On another hand, you know, it's also kind of like I want to stress this because it's important, my gorgeous Scorpioni, okay? I want to stress how this week the energy is going to start picking up. And when I say that the energy is going to start picking up from the 8th of March, like from the 7th really, but it's going to be very much so obvious from the 8th of March, most certainly, because this is when this week is starting. So you will be able to kind of like feel this energy anyway, because you're very deep, you're very spiritual, you're very powerful when it comes to all these earthly energies. So you benefit from it in so many different ways. But then on another hand, you know, when you are able to understand these energies, you know, it is just can kind of make you feel a little bit sensitive as well on the other hand, you know, and that's just the way things work. But what I wanted to say, my gorgeous Scorpioni, is that you're actually going to also you know, you need to, on another hand, on another note, this is non-related to this, you need to pay attention to why do you feel so unfair, because it's almost like you're going to become aware of the certain justice, but it's just going to be a bit of like an upside down justice, unfortunately, and that in itself is just going to make you feel like a little bit unfair. You're going to feel like a certain aspect is quite unfair when it comes to the actual justice and when it comes to your life, and you're gonna feel like quite negative about it. On another hand, it's pretty much so very important for you to remember that if somebody offers something to you, like when it comes to like maybe like a business wise and things like that, this week I would be like, no baby, no, maybe this week wouldn't be great to start like a maybe something like a business wise, you know, like physically or signing something or whatever. You know, this week it's a lot about you just thinking and removing yourself from this type of situation, in situations in particular if you feel kind of pressured about it, you know, in order if you feel pressured to do something that you don't want to do. So any kind of big decisions, I would most certainly go for it like the week after that. This is more for reflection and more for thinking. There is going to be an opportunity, I'm going to say about it, but it's not something that you grab this week. It's just the beginning of like a ooh la la, quite vavavumish moment in your life, but this is most certainly going to become obvious. So when you feel like an unfair situation, you know, this week, you know, you must understand that it's going to trigger something within you, but you also must understand that you can make the most of it. And I say make the most of it, you see, because you have got this ability to change the situation around to work in your favor, okay? Because otherwise you're just going to follow old ways that you don't want to follow. You don't want to continue following these actual old ways, you know, and this is to do with your change, and most certainly it's to do with the actual moment of contemplation that you're gonna have. The moment of contemplation that you're gonna have, it's gonna be absolutely everything. Listen to me, my gorgeous Scorpioni, because don't rush into anything. It's all gonna start happening like one thing after another. Just let this energy flow beautifully and see where it's going to take you, okay? And you do this by not rushing things, by not pressurizing anything, and you know, because that can be kind of unnecessary energy that just kind of makes everything even more unbalanced. So the bottom line is that you are gonna have a contemplation, and the contemplation is actually gonna help you realize some kind of a favorable expectation expectations, you know, that you wouldn't normally realize. And that in itself is going to highlight a very hopeful outlook indeed, in particular when it comes to the actual new alliances in your life that are going to become quite significant later on. But in particular, when we jump all the way to November 2021, again, this is going to be a very, very strong connection with November. So it's all going to make sense. On another hand, you know, what I was going to say is, so through the actual contemplation, it's going to be fantastic for you because it's going to help you realize something really important. On another hand, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Scorpione, you know, you are going to become aware of an amazing opportunity. This is what I'm talking about. You don't need to rush into anything, you know. It is all about you expressing yourself. You're doing things that you love. You're doing things that you like, you know, taking one step at a time. You do not need to rush into anything, but I'm telling you that this week is going to bring you an amazing opportunity. What you need to do every single time when you feel like, oh God, I'm not courageous, I'm not brave, you know, you are going to have a little test. You know, there are 2 tests that you're going to have this week, and I know that some of you are not going to like it, but then again, it's important to say this, very important, because both of these tests are going to in turn to be very positive for you. So it's all about you really be bold, courageous and optimistic indeed. You know, it's not the time to make the actual action to start the action this week, but it's to do what you're passionate about. By doing this, you will increase your energy. By increasing your energy, you're going to increase your vibration. By increasing your vibration, you're going to increase your productivity. By increasing your productivity, you're going to achieve quite a lot, and you're going to come to top of the certain stairs. And once you come on top of the certain stairs, what you're going to see is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, my gorgeous Scorpione. Indeed. Prepare for the really weird week, you know. On one hand, nice little energy shift, but then on another hand, you will see it's going to be weird and it's going to be bizarre, and you're going to find yourself floating in the middle right beautifully. So now, my gorgeous Scorpione, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpione, what is going to be your actual tarot card of the week? Oh my Lord, 3 of Cups. Here we go. This is fantastic. I mean, come on. Come on, come on, come on. I think this is meant to be the Doors. Gosh. Come on, come on, come on. Touch me, baby. Never mind. Yeah, so basically, you see, this is like a 3 of Cups. Now, this is remarkable. I really like this because it's all about the obstacle coming to an end. An important obstacle. When an obstacle comes to an end at such a powerful moment in time, when there is the energy shift, you know, there is a lot that is going to come with it as well. Most certainly, it's going to inspire you. It's going to make you feel really artistic, but then on another hand, it's going to give you all sorts of intellectual ideas. Great time to solve the problems and any issues that have been really slowing you down, because this week you will have the magic of courage that you maybe wouldn't normally have. Indeed, there is going to be a little compromise that you're going to need to have, and before that compromise happen, I think that you may be like a little bit stroppy and like, oh no, I don't want to do this. Maybe there will be something like a boiling around, like kind of like a reaching a certain boiling point, so you just must not let emotions to take over. So this compromise is very, very important for you to do, because it's going to bring you success, and there is a lot going to start coming to an end nicely once you go for it. So just remember this, my gorgeous Scorpione, indeed. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be an oracle card here. I'm so in love with you. Now this, there you go, my gorgeous Scorpione. Okay, so now your oracle card, your oracle card of the week is an inner peace. I mean, how wonderful this is, you know, an inner peace. It's a very important moment. This is showing you that you will have a very important moment. Everything, it's about our centered mind, centered body, centered energy, you know, and everything is about our own energy. You know, because it has got such an amazing impact on us. If we are very angry, then you know, this is going to affect us not only mentally, but it's going to help us physically as well. You know, every single like a fear, emotion, it has got a certain impact on our body, of course, not only on our mind, but on our body as well. So this is why an inner peace is very important, because it's showing that you are going to have a very quite significant week, in particular when it comes to the actual healing. It's all about this healing energy, you know, and this in itself is going to give you power, it's going to give you self-esteem, it's going to give you confidence, and also it is just going to help you see so much further that you would normally see. So don't be surprised if you're having all sorts of messages, don't like coming to you suddenly. Don't be surprised if you wake up in the morning with like some kind of like a strange things on your mind. You know, there is always something that you need to learn how to read in between the lines. There is always something for you when it comes to the situations like this. So there is a lot that is going to be on your mind coming to you, and it's most certainly going to be telling you, redirecting you and directing you and redirecting you at the same time. You are gonna find yourself feeling quite ecstatic and quite happy actually, and the feeling and emotion that you didn't feel in a while. I'm not saying that you were like all miserable or anything like that. No, baby, no. Please do not get me wrong. But most certainly you are going to find find this energy shift very, very beneficial indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Piscelini, my gorgeous Piscelini. So this is for you, my weekly horoscope tarot card forecast, and it's in between the 8th and the 4th, between the 8th and the 14th of March 2021. So now, you know what, my gorgeous Piscelini, I just want to prepare you a little bit, you know, because it looks like maybe on one hand, you know, you are going to feel just like a little bit of negativity, and you're not going to like it, you know, and the negativity that you're going to feel, it's going to come from somebody, through somebody else. Now, this is something that you need to pay attention to, because it's most certainly connected to the uncertainty in between you and somebody else. So karmically, there already has been like some kind of maybe negativity around you and that other person. So it's something that you need to pay attention to, you know, because, you know, at the same time, you don't want this to confuse you, because it's to do with somebody with a very strong energy. There you go. This is the bottom line. It's to do with somebody with very strong energy that is like kind of affecting your life, and it's affecting your balance. And this person could be like basically in your life, and this person may not be in your life, but there is going to be a very much so strong connection to you and that person. So you have to kind of see, why do you feel in this particular way, but also at the same time, you know, it's just going to be connected to the understanding that you wouldn't normally have. This is important because it's like a kind of like a connected to the delay, and it's connected to the certain stagnation, you know, and this is like kind of like, this is the way week is going to start. I know it sounds like, oh my God, but then again, at the same time, it is very important to actually kind of put all the cards on the table this week, and also put your foot down. You know, it's a lot to do with you actually having a strength and the control over a situation when it comes to the kind of like new plan. And when it comes to like an attempt, you know, you had this new plan, maybe you wanted to attempt this before, maybe you kind of like you were thinking about it, maybe you started this process, but I am really seeing very strong elements of you wanting to do this for a long time, or of you like really kind of like thinking about it and focusing on it, and now this is coming out. Pisceline, this is very important. I really want to stress this. Look, I know I said, it's going to be like a little bit of jealousy, maybe, that you're going to feel from somebody else, and that also is going to be a very important sign for you to move on, because as soon as you feel like some kind of negativity or jealousy, it's very important sign for you to move on. That is going to lead to maybe you kind of putting yourself down. What else I was going to say, that if somebody tries to have a bit of an argument with you, no baby, no, you need to make sure that you don't have an argument with anyone this week. Just try to put your point across, but in the nicest, bestest, most gentle way possible. Please, if you do this is the exact reaction that you should actually do, instead of maybe kind of having an argument. Because this week, all what you need to do, I'm not saying that you all are going around arguing, but I'm just kind of specifically talking about this particular week. And then, by the end of the week, there is going to be the unfoldment of, like, this week, it's really going to surprise you. And the midweek, the things are most certainly going to start picking up for you. But what else I was going to stress, Pisceline, this is very important. From the beginning of this week, there is going to be an absolutely mind-blowing energy shift. In fact, the energy shift is already starting and happening from the 7th of March 2021. So this is the 8th of March 2021, and that shift is going to, the energy shift, sorry, the energy shift is going to be absolutely obvious. So this is going to really make us kind of feel like we want to go on to the next step. It's going to bring the inspiration, and this inspiration is going to be absolutely everything, because the weak parts of yourselves are going to be highlighted. And when I say that the weak parts and weak points of yourselves are going to be highlighted, it's most certainly going to be like a gift of God. It's like a blessing. At the same time, what you're really weak with, weak points, you're going to have the ability to work on them and make them better, because you are going to find the strength, and that in itself is going to give you control over a situation, courage, self-esteem. This is all going to be absolutely wonderful, and it's most certainly, it's going to lead towards the great determination. Okay, so it's all about the actual great determination, initiative, and strength that you're going to start feeling. But then at the same time, it's about deep emotional feeling. You're going to start feeling rather balanced, and that in itself is going to show you the way. Most certainly, it's about the realization that what you have done over the last 7 months in particular, there is going to be really nice outcome, very positive outcome indeed. So when you were making a certain decision, like about within the last 7 months, now this is connected to this, and it's about to bring you a really nice reward. On another hand, let me just tell you, this is so important, my gorgeous Pisceline. Whatever you start this week, whatever you begin this week, whatever starting point you have, whatever starting point you may have, I want to say to you that, so you understand that this is the time when your vibration, your personal vibration, it's very strong throughout the actual March anyway. But now, having this energy shift at the same time, karmically, it is going to surprise you in such a way where on one hand you will have a surprise what you will hear what happened over the last 7 months, and there is going to be like really great outcome. But then on another hand, you just need to understand that what comes to you and what you do and what you start, this is going to really have the seeds are going to be rather well planted. So whatever spiritually and karmically, this week is very powerful when it comes to planting spiritual seeds. So whatever come to you, whatever you want to do, whichever idea come to you, it's not just coming out of the blue. No baby, no, you just grab it and just go for it. And that is pretty much so to do with your personal situation. It's pretty much so to do with your self-esteem. It's to do with your courage, but it's also to do with like now it's time. And this is how you're going to feel like now it's time, my gorgeous Piscelini, indeed. So on another hand, this is the great time for the seeds to be planted rather well, because any efforts that you do now and investments that you do now is most certainly going to be rewarded in the future. This week will be very strong, so you need to really pay attention to this and make the most of it. On another hand, just remember that there is also a very specific part of your life that you will be waiting. Oh God, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? And you will almost come to terms with something, like not comes to terms, but you will almost think that something, oh no, I don't want to do this anymore, like something is going to come to an end. No, baby, no. This is when a little surprise is going to happen, my gorgeous Piscelini. I know this reading is very deep and it's very complex, but this is something that you really need to pay attention to, because it's going to be so important. The need for patience is going to be obvious, and you realizing the need for patience, the need for patience, it's going to bring you the actual reward in itself, okay? Because few days later after that, there is a vision that you will have, and that vision is going to answer your question, because you're going to feel for the first time something that you didn't feel like in a long time. And these are going to be your signs of your own awakening, which are going to make you feel just like a little bit rebellious, you know, like a little rebellious mode. But it's a good rebellious mode, because you will know that this is pretty much so to do with your own truth, and you following your own truth. You're making sure that you follow your own truth and ignore things around you that are slowing you down, and understand the power of your own importance. This in itself is going to give you wings. Important, my gorgeous Piscelini, indeed, you know. And also, what else I was going to say, this is like an absolutely remarkable time when it comes to planning. Just try to I know it sounds like, yeah, just planning. No, just try to sit down and try to write something down, and you will see the more you do this, the more it's going to come to you. There are all sorts of ideas that you're going to have that you don't normally have. So this is very important. On another hand, it will be deep and emotional also. So don't worry unnecessarily, because when the energy and vibration is changing so quickly, like we are going to have from the 7th of March onwards, you know, we find ourselves in the sea of the actual confusion, you know, like going really fast and the sea is really murky, so we can't see left, backward, forward, you know, and that in itself kind of can show us of the balance and make us and bring us unnecessary worry. So try to not to worry unnecessarily, because also the power of manifestation will be quite highlighted, you know. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Piscelini, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Piscelini. What is going to be a tarot card of the week? Okay, Two of Wands, you see. Now this is very interesting, because you know you are going to be facing a very strange situation. And the strange situation that you're going to be facing, it's like, oh my God, you just need to trust yourself. You just need to follow your intuition. This is more important than ever, because on one hand, you're going to be told something, maybe you will be pushed towards something, and you will know that it is not the right thing to do. So you need to follow your intuition more than anything else. Your intuition is very powerful. You're Piscelini, so you're very strong. You have got the very powerful ability to connect and reconnect your subconscious mind, and in return this gives you all sorts of possibilities, all sorts of magical possibilities that, you know, helps you to connect from a very powerful and spiritual angle, and that in itself, you know, makes your understanding like very unique. But I want to say to you that you just need to really, because something is also kind of going to, maybe someone is going to tell you something to do, or something is going to be offered to you, or something like that, but then again, something is just really needs to come from you, because you will be thinking, and then half of you it's going to be thinking, yeah, that's fine, but then half of you it's again going to be thinking, no baby, no. So now you just need to remember that if you feel pressurized with something, or if you feel like you're pushed towards a certain path, if you feel that you're pushed towards a certain direction, if it doesn't sound right to you, now it's the time to listen to your intuition more than anything else, regardless regardless what is going on, regardless what is happening, it doesn't matter. You need to listen to your intuition, my gorgeous Piscelini. It's more important than ever. Okay, I hope you remember this, because it's, look at this, it's to do, you see, I love this card, is the Judgment. But it's to do with you making your own decision, but it's to do with you making the right decision without being influenced by other people or some other entities or other people, you know, in your lives. The decision needs to come from you. I love this card so much, you see, because it's a lot to me. This is like a self-transcendence, and this is why this is so important. You can only reach your own self-transcendence when you have got a perfect balance within yourself. So you follow your own spirituality by listening to your intuition. If something doesn't sound right, baby, just move on. Most certainly. Very, very important indeed. Now I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be an oracle card for this week, my gorgeous Piscelini. What is going to be an oracle card this week? Community, you see, just pay attention to this, because, you know, people in your life will be very important. People in your life will be playing a role this week like there is no tomorrow. It's pretty much so to do with the communication. It's pretty much so to do with the relationships. It's pretty much so to do with the important people in your lives. But most importantly, they will be playing a really significant role, because you will be told something. Something is going to be pinpointed by somebody in your life, and what is going to be pinpointed, it's also going to show you where there is a room to grow in your life. First of all, you're going to be like, all right, okay, you may not kind of like it, but then again, as the time goes by, you will realize, and it's all going to happen this week, you know, that this is something that you should be paying attention to. So people in your life are going to be playing an important role. And also there is a certain person in your life that it's actually going to inspire you, and you will be thinking about that person. And once you start the process of thinking, something is going to come to you, something really wonderful, important idea. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous people. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.